I don't think it was consistent with the statement we issued yesterday that imposed conditions on what would it take for a ceasefire to happen. And to me, if Hamas does not lay down its arms, there is no ceasefire. That is just unacceptable that Israel is placed in a position when Hamas broke the ceasefire on October the 6th and broke the temporary ceasefire last week. One at a time, I will answer everybody.
Can you still be a liberal?
I mean, I'm not going to get into things that are, I mean, a liberal, my convictions since I've been a teenager have generally been with the Liberal Party. I'm disappointed in this vote, and let's stick to the substantive stuff about the vote.
The government's position is that they voted in favor of the motion, but put sort of a statement out in order to explain what they
The motion is the motion. The motion was an unconditional call for a ceasefire. I do not support an unconditional call for a ceasefire. I don't believe the majority of my constituents support an unconditional call for a ceasefire. And it's my obligation as an individually elected MP to speak out when I think that Canada has abandoned its traditional position at the UN of support of Israel at a time when Israel's at war. Sorry.
Why do you think we did that?
I'm sorry. I promise I will answer everybody. Can we try? I won't speculate. That's up to them to answer why they changed their position. My view has always been consistent. Israel is singled out far too often at international organizations. It is an undemocratic mix of countries that frequently target and stigmatize Israel. Canada has had a principled position under successive Liberal and Conservative governments to not support that. And I think yesterday we supported a resolution that singled out Israel, abandoning Israel and our traditional ally, the United States, in a time when Israel's at war. And I think it was inconsistent with the statement we issued yesterday with Australia and New Zealand.
Pourriez-vous développer votre position en français? Pourriez-vous développer en français votre position?
Oui, je vais dire quelque chose en français parce que j'y vais. Qu'est-ce que c'était la question?
On veut connaître votre position sur le vote. Qu'est-ce que vous en avez pensé? Qu'est-ce que vous auriez fait? Est-ce que vous êtes toujours fier d'être un libéral?
Oh, you're still proud to be liberal. What did you think of the Liberals' position?
On
the question of the vote, I think it was inconsistent with the position we stated yesterday with Australia and New Zealand. We said for ceasefire we need the unconditional release of hostages and Hamas must be disarmed. But Hamas has no role in the administration of Gaza. Now they're saying we want unconditional ceasefire, and I don't agree with that. I'm an MP, and I'll continue to be MP from Mont-Royal, and I will, that's fair. And in the Liberal Party, there's a lot of things, many issues apart this one question. What are your feelings about, were you disappointed? I believe that on the vote yesterday, I don't agree with that vote at all. I'm very disappointed, and I think the leaders in the other countries express, or in this country express the same yes, and I'll continue to fight for my position publicly and privately.
How it is that Canada both released a statement that had way more conditions and way more precision, and then a vote that had nothing, and Canada voted for it, and meantime the Prime Minister hasn't even said the word ceasefire.
Well, again, that's what I don't understand. I can live certainly with what was in the statement, that there should be an end to the fighting if Hamas surrenders, absolutely, and Hamas releases the hostages. An unconditional ceasefire simply puts Israel as one who has international obligations as having to lay down arms, and Hamas, which is a terrorist organization that has no obligation to follow international rules, will just do what it did again, and I can't live with that. I'm sorry. Right now, that's not, like, I have lots of things to think about beyond my role in the Liberal caucus. I have always been a Liberal. I will continue to fight for Liberal ideas, and that's sort of where I am right now. Again, this is way beyond. Right now, I'm dissatisfied with the vote, and I have, and that's all I'm going to say today. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.